Life, energies, forces. These are the things that make up our universe. Generations come and generations go. Civilizations rise and civilizations fall. Yet throughout these phases a question has been raised again and again. Where did the universe come from? Is there a definite source of life? If there is a source, where did that source come from? And will the source meet an end? These are some of the questions addressed by our today's episode, The Origin of the Universe, Theories versus Reality.
I see colors in disguise, colors in disguise, colors from the heavens of God.
From time immemorial, long before man came to be, evidences suggest the universe had already existed. Scientific experiments suggest our universe to be more than 11 billion years old. But regarding its origin, scientists believe that the universe we currently see came from a single entity of a small volume of matter. All the matter was closely packed together, and individual photons of light had very short wavelengths and vast amounts of energy. As a result of this energy, somewhere along this distant past occurred a vast explosion famously known as the Big Bang. As a result of this energetic and chaotic explosion, the universe began to expand, and everything, including Earth's conditions of life, resulted from this chaotic event. The Earth formed its ozone layer and caught its air, formed its water, produced its life forms, found itself at an exactly favorable distance from the Sun to sustain these life forms, and got caught in its elliptical orbit and its perfectly tilted axis, which influences all its seasons, all because of this one chaotic event. This is just a glimpse to a scientifically accepted origin of our universe. But a major fault lurks within the very core of this universally accepted theory of the beginning. In our universe, there are many energetic explosions occurring every now and then, some of which include rare events like collision of neutron stars or supernova explosions, which in our galaxy are estimated to occur at least once in 100 years. In all of these events, chaos is the outcome of the explosions. Things are thrown apart, planets get destroyed, and deadly black holes are formed, which then consume and entrap lots of matter and energy with such great forces that even light fails to escape. There has never been an observed event in which such explosions resulted into a more ordered environment than previously was. Now let's get out of space and come back to the Earth. We realize there is something about this planet. Its location with respect to the Sun is just right to sustain life. If the Earth was a bit closer or a bit further from the Sun, all its life forms would be destroyed. We can't glean this from our neighboring planets, Venus and Mars. Venus, which is closer to the Sun, is just too hot for life, and Mars, which is further from the Sun, is just too cold for life. Looking again into our small planet, we find yet another thing. Its mixture of air is just right for life. Too little or too much oxygen in the atmosphere would destroy most of the Earth's life forms. As we walk through this planet, we meet with a lot of different life forms. All life forms are just too ordered and far too complicated to have originated from a mere sequence of chanceful events. Looking deep into the building blocks of these life forms, we meet with a staggering little something known as the genetic code. This is a specific set of instructions through which an organism is made. If something goes wrong with even a minute portion of this code, there will be major repercussions to the final makeup of the resulting organism. Genetic codes can be likened to source codes through which programs are made. Living in the 21st century, we have encountered lots of man-made wonders, like our cell phones. We use cell phones for lots of different activities, but cell phones, like many other computers, are mere masses of plastic and metals if not for carefully written programs in them. These programs were developed from source codes written by teams of specially trained and considerably smart individuals over a number of years. These people would work day and night testing and refining ideas, and in the end would deliver a technical piece of document with millions of instructions to govern how different parts of the resulting physical hardware are to interact to accomplish different tasks. Such technical pieces of writings are referred to as the source codes. Now, it is completely impossible to ever find a source code that has no author. That is a piece of carefully written instructions which came into existence by mere chances of empty events. This will never happen, and if claimed, it will never be accepted, nor will it ever be believed. Yet this is what men have postulated about the origin of life and the universe. That the code of life came together from a mere combination of chaotic events. That there is no author to whom the intricacies of life can be attributed to. Only fools and the worst of fools could come to such reckless conclusions. And it is rightly said so. The fool has said in his heart, there is no God, because that which can be known about him is clearly seen, being clearly understood through that which he made. All his invisible attributes, his eternal power and divine nature, can be clearly understood through the things he made. All the things on earth and in the outer space are evidences which day and night cry out loud for laudation to their Maker, just as the Bible said, "The heavens declare the glory of the Lord, and the skies above proclaim his handiwork. Day to day pours out speech, and night to night reveals knowledge. There is no speech, nor are there words, whose voice is not heard." The voice of the heavenly mysteries and wonders have gone out to all nations and generations, proclaiming at their best that there is a great and awesome God who formed this vast universe and all its rich tapestry. But instead of honoring the author as God, some have become futile in their speculations, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Claiming to be wise, they became fools and the worst of fools, because they refused to give glory to their Maker. But the things seen on the earth and in the outer space are a great testimony to the authorship by a great, powerful, and intelligent being known as God. In fact, our universe is just too vast. According to modern measurements by astrophysicists, the diameter of the visible universe is approximately 93 billion light years. This simply means if you traveled at the speed of light, it will take you 93 billion years to travel through the opposite ends of the visible universe through its center. As fascinating as this fact is, yet this is not the actual size of our universe. But the things beyond these distances cannot be seen from Earth. The distances between those places and Earth are so vast that the photons of the first light from the first of the stars in those places have been traveling from the time the stars were first created, but have not yet reached Earth. And as the current measurements require light to estimate distances, those places appear invisible. This very phenomenon of invisible universe flouts the theory of scientific origin as explained by the Big Bang. If the Big Bang was the origin of all matter in the universe, that is, if because of the Big Bang things were scattered throughout the universe, then the universe would have taken a completely different picture. Because light is known to be the fastest thing in the universe, and nothing can travel faster than light, then we would expect the things in the universe would not have been thrown further than light. And as a result, there will be no stars in the universe which are so far that their light has not yet reached some other objects in the universe, including Earth, because of the intermediate distances. And to explain why the stars in extreme ends of the universe are not yet visible to Earth, we are forced to believe that some objects like our planet Earth were thrown at speeds faster than the speed of light during the Big Bang. This very notion would make Einstein's bones turn. The only thing that can logically explain this observation is if the Earth was created at distances so far than where those stars were created, and the photons of light from some of those stars have great distances to cover before reaching us. Some of those distances are so vast that the time required is far greater than all the time that has lapsed since creation. Now the universe does expand, and it might be possible that there really was a bang at some point in time, but that bang was not all there was. Neither was it the beginning. Good thing about science is it's founded on facts and not fudges. So carefully looking at the universe from its current speed of expansion, it can all be extrapolated to an imaginary point in time when it was all one small mass of a small volume. And it is somewhere around this moment in time where the Big Bang fans begin. Should we go further beyond this point in time, all the laws of physics will break down and cease to apply. This means events beyond this point in time will not comply to the laws of physics which govern our universe. As physics can't go further beyond this point in time, we cannot therefore use it to explain the origin of our universe. However, the Bible does speak of the beginning. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. All things were created by this Word, and without this Word nothing was created that was created. And speaking more clearly on how things were created, it says, He spoke, and it came to be. He commanded, and it stood firm. Also in another place it is said, God commanded light to shine forth out of darkness. Now these scriptures seem to suggest something counterintuitive, that something could be formed out of nothing. And yes, physics also speaks of such a point in time, at the very beginning, an origin which defies laws of physics. Now this is no fudge at all. In fact, quantum physicists have been baffled by a bizarre characteristic of matter which confers to the origin of matter that the Bible talks about. This characteristic is known as the wave-particle duality of matter. This is a complicated phenomenon, but in a nutshell, all entities of matter seem to carry dual properties, those which are expected of particles and those of waves. Entities of matter behave as particles in some observations and as waves in some other observations. Now sound is a wave, and according to the Bible nothing came to be without the spoken word of God. Everything that exists has a word part to it, and in the physical realm this word part is what gives waves properties to matter. This means our universe has a definite beginning, which is the Word of God, and there is therefore a definite source, which is God. Which brings us to our last two questions. Where did the source come from? And will the source meet an end? Well, the Bible is not void in this either. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever you had formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. This means before the earth and the universe were created, from forever in the past to forever in the future, from the endless past to the endless future, God is God. He has no beginning, but He is the beginning, and He has no end, but everything starts and ends in Him. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter, and the glory of kings to search it out. So is the story of our universe. It was concealed for His glory, and it is to our glory to search it out. If we appreciate His wisdom, we will in the process discover His glory, and we will not challenge His existence.
I see colors in disguise, colors in disguise, colors from the heavens of God.